Hi everybody, Tooth Tip Tuesday, Dr. Bryton here. Today we're going to be discussing decay or a cavity. A lot of people, actually even from last week's Tooth Tip Tuesday, wanted to know a little bit more what an actual cavity is. We grow up with this concept that it means a big hole in our tooth, i.e. the idea of a cavity. But clinically speaking, it's actually referred to as what's called decay. So essentially, as decay would take it other ways, but an actual breakdown of the tooth structure and death to the tooth structure, essentially. So anyways, I want to discuss today what tooth decay is, what a cavity is, and what determines what actually is decay or a cavity. And so I have another diagram. So here we are. Here's my fancy diagram here. And I'll put this up to the screen so you can somewhat see it and kind of see the different different areas of how it actually forms. But I want to start just talking about this one here, healthy tooth with some plaque on it. Okay, so very normal to see plaque on teeth. That's why you have to get your teeth cleaned, because believe it or not, at home you cannot take care of your teeth entirely. They have to be professionally cleaned, otherwise something will be left behind, and that can determine whether or not cavities start sooner or later. Now from there, what this one says is decay in enamel. So you start to see you're starting to creep into the white portion through there and get into your enamel. That's an early stage of the start of decay or cavity. Now what's cool about that, if you tuned in last week, we put fluoride on that, we can actually reverse that. We can fix that easily just with fluoride application. So fluoride through your toothbrush and paste. From there, maybe even a prescription tooth gel, fluoride mouth rinses, and then like varnishes at your cleanings. So that's essentially an initial stage through there. From there, we get into our next phase through here, which is decay and dentin. That is the definition of what we would call a cavity. So what has happened is decay has reached from the enamel and gotten into dentin. Now, at this point in time, you cannot reverse it. It has made its way into the dentin. Dentin is much softer and it penetrates through it faster. And as a result, that is what a cavity is. That is the decay in there that determines that we need to have some treatment done. And I will say that depending on how much decay you have, how much tooth structure is compromised by that or by other fillings that are involved in that tooth and going bad and underneath them is going bad, that does happen. They don't last forever, by the way. That's a little bit of a misconception. But in doing that, this then determines how much tooth structure is compromised, how much decay is in there, what you need, whether it's a filling, maybe an onlay, which is a little bit bigger than a filling, but not quite the next thing, which could be a crown. And it all depends on how much tooth structure is compromised, what's compromised, and how do we need to actually restore the tooth to its strength. And then from there, we have our decay that actually gets into the pulp. Now, I will note this. Usually you don't have any kind of pain until about right here. So another misconception I want to get over through here is that just because you have a cavity doesn't mean you'll have pain. In fact, if you have pain, it usually means it's too late. And at this point in time, if it's made its way into the pulp, that's where we recommend either a root canal to save the tooth or only an extraction. There's nothing else you can do besides that. And then from there, a crown. Most times you have a root canal done, you need a crown done. And I will say too, not every crown needs a root canal. That's another misconception. So just a couple of things through there, and I wanted to just kind of go through those. So again, I'll kind of show you those, let you see those, kind of see the diagram. But just be mindful of what this is. If you have more questions about it, let us know. But I thought that'd be helpful based on some of the questions we got. So hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in.